What's going on? What's growing on, beautiful Facebook world? Being known as Shanice Star, coming all up in your space, my space, our space, to interrupt the NZ programming taking place. I will see you guys tomorrow regarding Perceptions Live. Yet, coming live after being live, coming live after being live. And speaking of live, let me see who might possibly be available to chop it up live with me, right? Give me 1 second, and I might need to take this headset off to ensure that you guys and gals can hear me, whether you're joining me in real time or whether you're joining me during the replay. I would love to believe that everyone experienced a super amazing day and that we're preparing for a super duper dope slumber. Um, All right. Hey, Liz. How you doing, sweetie? Liz, can you let me know if you can hear me? Matter of fact, I'm not going to even trust that. I'm not going to trust it. Let me just take it out. Right. What's going on, beautiful people? These are indeed exciting times. These are indeed exciting times. These are indeed exciting times. So as I was mentioning, I will be back tomorrow with Perceptions Live. Right now, I wanted to come live after being live and just to really offer some suggestions, right? Seed dropper, seed dropper I am, drop some seeds for some of us to really just think about and be cognizant of as we're heading into Slumberville. What's going on, beloved Kenzie? Love you lots. How are you? Mwah, black man. Right, so how though? Right, how though? And again, coming live after being live as it relates to someone who was talking to me about her wanting to feel better and wanting to be inspired to actually build her business, right? She was like, thank you, beautiful Kenzie. These are indeed exciting times. I am happy. I am joyful, right? So this is a girl who was basically talking about that she wants to get to a point where she wants to build her business, where she doesn't want to feel like she's pressured to, where she wants to have the actual desire, like she wants to feel like she wants to do it. And for those who know, I'm at a space in my existence where I get that. I understand feelings matter. I don't believe in doing anything I don't feel like actually doing because I understand magnetism, right? So as I was sharing with her, I said, okay, let's connect some dots here. Let's connect some dots here, right? So you want to feel better about building your business because you have connected the dots with regard to needing to make additional income to be able to take care of your health, right? Because there was a sponsoring conversation to that where she was talking about, right now my health is my priority. I said, well, and she's like, and I really don't feel like doing my business. My health is my priority. I said, well, how about we connect some dots here? And how about we pay attention to the fact that it's not about you building your business at this point. It's about you taking care of your health. Because then she said, I have to have the money to do the things that I want to do regarding my health, like the herbs, the detoxing, et cetera, et cetera. I said, okay, then why are you focusing on building a business instead of focusing on handling your health? And when it's time for you to build your business, that you're not even focusing on building your business, you're focusing on building your bank for your health. Right? So many of us are not taught to make that switch. So it's like, if you wait until you're passionate to build your business, you might be in trouble. Yet if your health really is your priority, then how are you not doing the things that you need to do in your business to gain the funding and the finances to take care of your health? And you can take health out and put anything else, whether it's feed your kids, whether it's pay your bills on time, right? So she was like, thank you for that connection. Like, thank you for that connection of the dots, right? So, case in point, there are plenty of people that don't like their job, can't stand their freaking job, but they go there because they want to pay their bills, even though the job is not paying all their bills, right? So they connected the dots clearly with being an employee. Right, so moving right along. How though, right? So then she comes back, because this was a conversation but broken up in a couple of segments over about a half an hour. So then she comes back and says, I really just want to get to the point where I want to build my business, where I'm inspired. I said, well, what are you doing to get there? What are you doing to get there? What are you doing to feel inspired? I said, if we was to look back in your memory files from when you was doing the business, when you were excited about it, it just rolled off your tongue. You also were participating in conference calls. You were around networking events. You were around other people who were building their business. So you were associated with the things that would assist you with triggering yourself to actually build a business. I said, but right now, what calls are you tuned into? What networking events are you going to? Who are the people that you are associated with that's actually building their business? So how do you expect to even get the desire to want to do something and you're not even around the things that's going to trigger you to actually have the desire? How does that actually work? You think you're just going to trigger yourself to actually have the desire from within when it's not even cultivated yet? So many of us are like, we want to do this, but it's like, how? How? What are you doing to even ignite the desire? Are we even paying attention to the connection of the dots between how we're even triggered? So it's kind of like the person that says, I want to make additional income, but they're not around people that's talking about making additional income. Or it's like the person that says, I want to learn martial arts, but they never go to the martial arts class. They never even went and got the pricing. I remember one time Toya asked me, she said, Shanice, I want to get better with using a calendar. And you are good with using a calendar. How do I get good with using a calendar? I said, use a calendar. That's how you get good with using the calendar. Use the calendar. And some people really think the stuff is rocket science. You want to get better with using the calendar, then you start using the calendar. Now, you may need to have the law of association to assist you and trigger you to use the calendar, but we're not going to become anyone. We're not going to become great at anything that we're not already participating in. It just doesn't work that way. And if it does work that way, I'm all ears. Please let me know how we become better at something that we're not participating in. How do we get better at things that we're not actually doing, right? I have a saying, whereas the longer you don't do, you won't do. The longer we don't do, we won't do. So that's how you can kind of tell what your New Year's is going to look like. You can kind of tell what the next 5 to 10 years of your life possibly is going to look like if there's no interception, because it's all about now, whether it's the future now or the present now. So it's like, yeah, I want to start going to the gym. Then you may want to start going to the gym. You may want to start going to the gym if you want to start going to the gym, right? You know, I want to basically have some legacy, building income, some residual. Then you might want to start participating in things that basically have that. I want to become a better communicator. Well, then you better possibly start becoming a better communicator. It's like myself. Like, I had to be cognizant and aware of when I'm speaking really fast or in an elevated tone. And it's like, okay, I want to get better with how I speak. So then it's like, then Shanice, get better with how you speak. And once you notice that you're speaking fast, slow down. When you realize that your tone is elevated, bring it down, right? So we do not become anything, anyone that we're not already being. So the question then again is how, though? I want to work on my finances. I want more money in 2019. I want better health. I want better fitness. How is that supposed to work out if we're not already participating in these things? How? So bringing it back to the offline vibes I basically was having. How are you supposed to want to build your business and get better with building your business? Because clearly you don't already have it fully ignited within yourself. So hence we need the air, the sun, the water to nourish the seed that we already have inside of us. The seed is not going to basically do it all by itself. So that's where the calls come in, the events come in, the association comes in to help nourish that seed so it can get strong enough where I may not need the calls, I may not need the events, because I've already developed to the point where I can activate these things myself. So again, that's what we got to do, is pay attention to ourselves and others to see where we're headed. It's like, how is it supposed to happen if we're not already engaging in these things? Like, it goes for the same thing for right now for those, and I mentioned this in our deliberate manifestation program, for those right now who are focused on 2019. Like, focus on 2019 right now. Like, people really are focused on 2019 right now. It's like, you want to ensure and kind of almost guarantee that you're going to have an amazing 2019, a different 2019. Let me give you a hint. Don't tell anybody. You might want to start doing things different in 2018. I'm just saying. You want to ensure a new year, you might want to start doing new things right now, because it's a lifestyle of habits. It's patterns. Like, you might want to start doing some new things right now, right? You focus on 2019, but you still got shit in 2018 you ain't handled. Like, you still got shit in 2018 that you have dismissed and you're focused on 2019. How is that actually supposed to happen? But again, many of us are not taught how to connect the dots between habits and patterns, and how, like, we're just not taught these things. And then, we hear, right, have some affirmations, say some affirmations, write things down in a book, as if that's all it takes. As if that's all it actually takes. So again, beautiful people, I encourage you, and it's up to you to, take the encouragement or not. As you're heading to Slumberville today, I always encourage people, take yourself out on a date. Put yourself on your own couch. And the things that you want to work on, the areas in your life, whether it's fitness, whether it's health, whether it's finances, ask yourself how. What am I doing right now to make that a reality? What am I doing right now for better health? Not what I'm going to do. Remember, there's a done list and there's a to-do list. There's a doing list and then there's a to-do list, right? Levels and layers. So what are we doing to have healthier finances, healthier relationships, better fitness, better health? What are we doing right now? Because other than that, how the fuck else is it supposed to happen? I really want somebody to help me understand this. How else is it supposed to happen if we're not participating in it? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. So again, just wanted to share that message because some of us just miss it, right? Even a brother I was building with today. I'm like, look, I'm here for you. You're working on, multiple streams of income. You work consistently on that truck. I'm here for you, right? And he was like, yeah, I can't wait to get to the point, where I'm able to have this lifestyle, et cetera, et cetera. I said, but bro, you got to start doing something now. Like, you got to start doing something now, something different now. You got to start telling your other self that there's another way. And you have to start telling yourself that there's another way by doing something. I'll share it basically with one of my clients. I shared this with her maybe about a year and a half ago. She's like, Shanice, I'm constantly working. All I know is to work hard, work a job. She was like, that's all I know. But she wants to get to the point where she's an entrepreneur. She wants to get to the point where she can get up and do whatever the heck it is that she wants to do. I said, all right, here's an exercise for you, right? Here's an assignment for you. Take off from work one day with no pay. Like, just call out from work with no pay. Don't ask for the time off. Just literally take off from work with no pay. Not sure how you're going to pay your bills. Just take off from work. She said, excuse me? She was like, what? I said, you got to start convincing and giving power to that entrepreneur in you. How else are you supposed to believe in yourself? Like, it's easy to take off when you got time off from work. It's easy to take off when you got the pay. Take off when you have no idea how you're going to pay your bills. You have to start giving life to that person inside of you that doesn't believe yet. And no reading a book, no events is going to give you that power until you actually do something. You want to understand how that really works? Okay, so it's like when they say knowledge is power, when really it's applied knowledge is power. What do you mean by that, right? We say it, but do we really understand what that means, right? Applied knowledge is power. When people are applying the knowledge that they have, that's what gives them their power. That's what makes them seem so freaking magical. When they're actually applying, everything works to my benefit and in their favor. When they're actually applying, I don't take shit personal. When they're applying, don't make assumptions. Not because they read the book, but when they're applying it, that's what gives them their actual power. So how do you give power to that person inside of you that's like, nah, we need a job? You got to start doing something. You got to start doing something. So she never did it, though. She never did it. And guess what? She's still working like a slave. So it's 2 years later. Because, as I share with people again, it's levels and layers, right? So there are different versions of ourselves in this one body. Different versions of ourselves in this one body. So that version of you that wants to be an entrepreneur, that wants to have a voice, that wants to be more communicative, they're there, right? But you haven't been giving them life. You haven't been giving them life. And that's why I believe so much in celebrating the small wins and acknowledging the small wins. Because that being in you needs that life. It's kind of like having emphysema or asthma. My grandmother had asthma before she transitioned, right? And seeing how she would be without any oxygen, like the panic attacks. With the slightest bit of breath for someone that has emphysema or asthma attack, it's the world to them. Like it is the world to them. Just that little bit of breath. And so many of us, those small wins that we do, whether it's you caught yourself before you was about to say something, or you took off from work for a day, or you just went out and went on a mini vacation to Atlantic City. We're not talking about Dubai, but to Atlantic City, or you saved $5. That's you giving the other beings within you, that one that doesn't believe yet, that's you giving that entity life. Like, oh shit, she's giving us some life. He's giving us some life. Oh snap, wait a second. And then you keep giving little breaths here, little breaths there, little breaths there. And then before you know it, that being is evolving. That being is growing in their belief. That being is like, yo, I could do this. But if you're not doing anything, meaning physically, like experiencing it, books have their place. Audios have their place. Events have their place. But none of that means shit if you're not applying that stuff. Don't take my word for it. Look at all the professional students out here with all the degrees and certificates that don't apply it. They come out and work somewhere else. So that's why I believe in helping people understand the steps so we can understand how to get to the next level, because it's levels and layers. So bringing it back again to the title of this live, how though? Sit down with your own self, go get a cup of tea. How are you supposed to save the money if you're not saving no money? Not even a damn $1 a day. How? Because remember, it's not about the amount. It's about the pattern of behavior. How are you going to want to get to the gym and you don't go to the gym? Help me understand this. How do you want to have diverse associations, better associations, and you don't go anywhere to meet new people? Please help me. I know it's new math in 2018, but how exactly does that equation work when you're not doing something in the direction of how you wish to live? This timing thing has us jacked up. Time's an illusion, right? So timing has us jacked up where we're thinking that it's a real future, when really it's always the now. It's always the now. That's why we can determine how our lives are going to be if we just look at what we're doing now. What we're doing now. So it's like, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. That's why procrastination is a motherfucker. Later, now. So I encourage you. You could dismiss this live, or you could allow it to trigger you, which is all my posts, all my lives is designed to do, just to trigger thought within your own self, for you to reflect in your own life. And where it's like, it is no secret. I promise you it is, because something is hidden or because you lack comprehension doesn't mean it's a secret. Like, there is no secret, beautiful people. So again, how are we doing this? Like how? How are we really prepared for an awesome 2019 and we're still procrastinating in 2018? How are we really going to have an awesome 2019 and we're still not doing the shit that we said we was going to do back in January or last week? Patterns. Lifestyles deal with patterns, beautiful people. So, all right, beautiful people. That's all I basically wanted to share. Again, coming live after being live. It really isn't rocket science. To some degree, it is just science. All right, I appreciate each and every one of you who chose to rock with me live regarding how though. And for those of you who are catching the replay, peace, love, and light to wherever you are within your journey. Right? Levels and layers, wherever you're at within your journey. Just always remember that I share from my own reflections. So many times people see things as judgments, and they see things as judgments because they don't know the difference between a judgment and an assessment. They don't know the difference between a judgment and an observation. Yet I'm only able to share as I do because I can identify the me that's in you, right? Because remember, there's no past, there's no future. Like that procrastinating person, oh yeah, she still exists. It may not be in the area you're procrastinating in, but it exists in another area of mine, right? Or that gossipy person, that petty version of myself, whatever. Oh yeah, she still exists because nothing ever dies, right? Now, they may be on mute. They may be in a coma, but they are still alive, if you will. So I'm able to identify it in others, not because of a place of judgment, but because of a place of reflections. So understand things before you attempt to possibly label things, right? Understand things before you possibly decide to label things. So reflections, it's wonderful. It's like the person that can assist someone because they've gone through it. You're right, not because what I read in the book, but it's like, girl, I remember what that was like. And this is how I got out of it, right? So remember, reflections. The reason why when you look in eyes, I do this sometimes at workshops. When you look deeply in someone's eyes, all you see is your own reflection. The eyes are really mirrors. Just stare at somebody and you'll actually see it. Like I said, I believe that my source and my God is mad freaking dope. That the signs and symbols and the teachings are all around us. We really don't got to go to a book to understand things, but sometimes we got to go to the book to trigger things. But, right? It's mirrors. The eyes are mirrors. That's why some people like to wear sunglasses in dark places. Because they don't want people looking in, right? Windows to the soul. Eyes are mirrors and reflections. Right? It's just reflections. All right, beautiful people. I'm out. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Be mindful of how you use your social media platforms. You know, like what I just posted a little while ago of two people who texted me throughout early today, actually, regarding the Posture Up call and just their expressions. And it's like, right. right. Definitely not here for a popularity contest, right? Because where the masses are going, I don't want to go. So I damn sure ain't looking for no fucking popularity contest. The moment I start getting mad likes, there's a problem. I'm probably talking some basic shit. The moment that there are bad people liking things and communicating that's a sign for me that it's a problem. That I done fell in line with the masses. And that's not my agenda. My agenda is to speak to the masses, to basically connect with a couple and vibe with a few, right? So now know why you do what you do. Or not. All right, y'all. Blessings within your slumber. Remember, ask yourself, how though? It's the being known as Shanice Star officially chiming out.